are back with Alexander Dunlop and Viki Scudiery of the Source Cards here, and I still have Alexander's good book here, you know.
Good book.
Yes. Chastity, you had a question you wanted to ask.
Yes, I have a question. Play your cards right. No. But my question is, you beautiful people have children, correct? Do you have children separate or together?
I have 2 children from my first marriage.
Got it.
I'm the bonus mom.
You're the bonus mom. I love that.
Yes.
And what can you describe as for your children?
In terms of their cards?
In terms of their cards. Like, do you feel that it matches their personality?
Absolutely. And we utilize it all the time, and they love the fact, my daughter especially, that they know their cards to play. And as a parent, it helps me so much, because then I'm not unconsciously trying to make them do things the way I would do it.
Right.
But I'm supporting them to play their cards right, to do it their way.
It's kind of like a parent manipulation, a little bit. What would you think?
Or like a one-on-one conversation.
The non-manipulation, actually.
Correct.
Because you're not actually manipulating them anymore.
Because it is the truth.
It's the truth of who they are.
But it kind of gives them a way of understanding life in a fun way.
Totally.
Yes.
Right?
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
So I say manipulation because, you know, based on the generation and how it is and how children are being raised, you know, I'm not a mom yet, but I do know what it is and I do understand what it is to raise a child. So with that being said and how the generation works, do you feel like you manipulate them a little bit with the cards?
No,
Like
no,
you
the
should
opposite.
do this.
It's the opposite, as
Yeah,
I
that's
said.
what I feel too. It's like so like I might be, if I didn't know the cards, I might be like, well, you know, this is the way you do this in life. But knowing the cards, it's like, wait a minute, that's the way I would do this in life, not the way my daughter would do this in life. Like, you know, she's got a different card, or my son has a different card. Like, it's just allowing them to be who they are, and I'm not putting any of my stuff on them because we know
away the
they're
manipulation.
yeah.
You think they
Yeah,
like it so
takes
much
a-
that now they're teaching their friends how
Yes.
to do it?
They are.
They know all their friends' birthdays. Well,
Yeah.
she does for sure.
Yeah.
That's great. And you
Yeah.
have a son as well?
Yes, our son is 15, our daughter is almost 17. Our son is born to play the ace of diamonds. He loves to ace things. He loves to be number one, be the best at whatever he does. And it's funny, he has this rivalry that he has with his big sister. He's always trying to one-up her.
Right.
Yeah.
And do it better than her.
Yeah.
And it's funny to watch. And then the other times, she doesn't like it. She's like, leave me alone. I don't need this right now. And then for me, I can just sit back and watch. I'm like, oh, look at him. He's doing his ace thing right
It's
now.
totally
She's
like it's
probably
innate for
more
him.
into it though, right?
Oh,
Because she's a
yes, she
female
loves it.
and she's older,
Yes.
maybe.
Yep.
Okay, that's great.
And
That's
she's
amazing.
born to play the 5 of diamonds, so she and Viki resonate. They're on the same wavelength.
We're
They
like
have
two
the same-
peas in a pod.
They
Yeah,
have the
we
same
really.
cards to play.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of the 5 of diamonds, but the Queen of Spades, you were showing me during the break about what the Queen of Spades looks like, because this is something, I'm just going to hold this up, because this is something that I don't remember seeing this before here, but could you tell us about this?
Yeah, so actually Alexander has taken all the numbers off the cards to show the patterns. And then for the queen, he's taken off the actual queen picture.
Yes.
And this is what the pip pattern, these are the pips, these little like individual, right?
We
That's
wouldn't
called a
even
pip.
notice that without
Yeah.
the number and the actual queen being on it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So this would be the pattern of a queen, like this box shape. You know, this perfectly symmetry.
Want to be
you know,
perfect,
kind of-
want to be a queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It kind of makes a lot of sense.
So the
Yeah.
queen is simply the anthropomorphic representation of this pattern, which is everything has got to be lined up
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Perfectly.
Yes. So I want to briefly go into, like, you know, because I've received emails from like Viki at times where, because this is something that really got me interested.
Okay.
It's like when you see someone else who has exactly what you want, they tend to question ourselves. How do you feel when we observe someone else with the exact same success? And if you're yearning for a life partner and you see a happy couple, what feelings come out here? And this is so many, there's like 4 questions here. And then we have to think to ourselves in response, do we get angry and resentful because you have what they have and you don't have it yourself, basically? So, or if we, well, this isn't all of the above. I'm trying to, and if we feel jealous, bitter, and cynical towards life. So, like, basically, from all this is like, I'm trying to figure out the question I'm trying to ask, because it's like, if we tend to go through this, what is it that we should like try to break through
Right.
with this and
Right.
going through all those cards here?
So it's really a matter of perspective. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, becoming aware of ourselves. Like, if there's something you want in your life and you want to manifest, you want to create that, you want a life partner, you want a job that's fulfilling, and you don't have it, and you see somebody else who has it. If you get resentful, jealous, angry, depressed, you know, that's your response to it. But then how can you shift yourself out of that? Because you're going to get more of that when you feel that way.
Right, because
The
when you
only-
give out,
That's
it's
right.
get
The
in.
only way to change it is to change your perspective of seeing that. So when you see it, you're inspired by it and you're like, I want that too. I'm seeing it. That's a good sign because I'm seeing it. And I can manifest that as well. It's like having
Right.
that, you know, that confidence that you can do it as well, you know?
Right.
And using it as a tool in some ways that like you can create that by starting to see that as an inspiration instead.
Correct.
You know, I remember before I met Alexander, I was like, I'm done. I really wanted to meet someone, and I would feel really sad. I'd be like, oh, like, am I ever going to meet somebody? And I wanted kids, you know. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to focus on the people I know who have been married for 30 years happily, and that's it. Like, I'm, you know, and I started to be around that more and be inspired by it more. And I would like, oh, wow, this feels so good to be with them. And I, you know, like my energy shifted as a result of that.
manifested what
And
you
then I
wanted.
manifest what I
How
want.
did you guys meet?
At a cafe.
Nice.
She was sitting there by herself one day, and I went up and talked to her.
Really?
Mhm.
Yes.
How great is that? And your sign?
Gemini.
Wow. And yours?
I don't even go by that. I go by the cards.
Yeah.
What's your sign
Yeah.
though? Before you went by the cards, there were signs.
There were
Yeah.
got me on
So
that.
tell me what's your
Virgo.
sign? Oh, that explains.
But now in astrology books, we're apparently a terrible match.
Apparently, correct. But you do
But
balance.
in the cards, we're a perfect match. That's why the cards are a better tool for a relationship.
But that's why they say opposites attract. Because you balance each other out and you guys are pretty opposite,
we
but
are
you balance.
opposites in some ways.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. You hit it right on here. Ay, Chihuahua. But listen, you know, but that's the thing about it here, because you know we all learn lessons about life and everything else, and even when we meet each other or anyone else and everything else here. But is there anything else that's missing that we should add to this, or?
Anything you would like
I
to
don't
say?
know. I mean, how much time do you have?
Oh, I'm getting the clue. We don't have enough time. I'm
I just
sorry.
I want to say that like I am
Yes.
I am so happy. I'm a happier person because I am embodying and empowering myself in my knowing my cards to play. It is confirmed like who I am, and now I can go out into the world and be that. You know, like
Right.
it's an amazing tool and guidance. Like it just really has transformed my life to know my cards, and I want to shout it from the rooftops and like tell everybody about their cards because of how much it's helped me.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah.
You know, you're giving out a lot of great energy, and I feel that you're at the table.
Yes.
Thank you.
You know, I'm.
What about me? Am I giving up?
Listen. Both of you are good.
She's the spotlight here.
Oh.
No. Listen,
I'm the lucky one.
No, you're
Listen.
great. You're the realist as well. You come to your
How about
senses.
we put it this way? All three of you are the luckiest and the realist here, and the two of you have got to come back here because
We'll
it's
come
not
back.
enough
Oh,
time.
we'd love to.
It's not enough time, you
We'd
know.
love to.
But listen, our special thanks to Viki Scudiery and
Yes.
Alexander Dunlop for joining us on
Thank
set
you.
and for this awesome transformation information session. Please be sure to check out their website on the source cards at thesourcecards.com, and also be sure to check out and read Alexander Dunlop's best-selling book of 2017 or whatever year you're in, Play Your Cards Right, A Sacred Guide to Life
Right.
on Earth. Your life transformations will be filled with comfort, joy, and a lot more positive things in the future ahead. Thank you guys, and we'll be right back.
Thank
here.
you.